This is the Lockpicker 1969, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to this next episode of Interview with a Lockpicker. Today's guest is Septclues. Say hi.
Hello.
So, where are you from?
Hi.
Where are you from?
Um, I'm from New Jersey, South Jersey, little town
Okay.
called Millville.
All right. So, how and when did you get into locksport?
Back in like 2020, I stumbled upon the lockpicking lawyer, who I'm sure most people are familiar with. Hold your applause.
Yeah, no kidding.
And and you know,
Crickets.
went from there. Yeah.
So,
But
what? Go ahead.
oh,
No.
after that, I found the Reddit. I saw Norland. I saw Legend of the Samurai, I think his name is now.
Yep.
I can't remember any names. But I saw some of their videos and I thought the locks that they were picking were interesting. So I, you know, went further.
Okay. So, when you first were getting into locksport and wanting to pick locks, what did you wind up getting to help you get started?
Well, I saw this lock picking lawyer video where he was reviewing one of those dang good, I think the site is called
Yep.
lockpick sets. And he made it sound great. You know, he's like, oh, he's talking it up, and he's so I got it, and of course, it was a piece of crap. So, you know,
So
I
how
didn't pick much with that.
how long did that last before you went on to something else?
I'd say 2 weeks. I did get one lock open with it, and then I went on to buy some Peterson because I saw a lock picking lawyer was using them, and I don't care what anybody says, he still makes a great product, but I understand he's a bit of a jerk.
To deal with, I keep hearing that he's difficult to deal with. Yeah, but I'm I was a Peterson fanboy for a very long time until getting into some other what I feel are higher level or higher quality picks. So
Yeah, absolutely. We have some amazing members in the community making picks. Moki, Jimmy,
yep.
even our custom pick makers like Gullen Bursty, I think you pronounce it. Mal makes some great picks. There's many great pick makers,
Yep.
custom or not. So just wanted to shout them out.
Yep. Yeah. Rat Yoke, DMAC, Lockpicking Dev. Um,
Yeah, definitely.
Picksmith makes a mean pick too. So yeah, lots of great talent in the community. So
Yeah, even like the disc container pick makers, like Retep makes a great pick. Armlock made me a couple of like classic picks, and we have a lot of talent in the community.
yeah, we do definitely. So lockpicking lawyer kind of got your interest going, but where did you go on YouTube after that to really actually learn something?
The first video of a high sec lock that I saw was from Norland or Michael Gilchrist on YouTube. Not the basketball player, but he's almost as good. But
Okay.
I forget exactly what video it was, but it was really impressive, and that's when I found the Reddit and you know found him.
Okay. So Reddit obviously was a really important launch for you into the community. Can you talk about your journey into the community and kind of where you're at today with being involved in it?
Well, the thing about Reddit is every other post is about how someone picked their American 1100. And I saw so many high stack locks getting picked, and they would get 5 locks. There's a picture of I think it was Burrow. He picked a NATO Mercy, and he got like 10 likes. And the picture underneath was someone using a drill as a rake or something like that. I forget exactly what it was. But they got like 1,000 likes, and it disgusted me.
Yeah.
And I ended up finding the Discord from there, and I lurked there for a little while. Always lurk more, post less. Feel out the community first. and I saw there was a lot more. I don't know. It was a lot less cringe.
Yeah. So, how would you say you're participating there now?
Well, they gave me a lot of credit. They made me a moderator there and the Reddit for some reason.
Okay.
I, they're a little crazy for that, but I'm just trying to help out the community.
I have to agree with you on the whole likes thing. I try to make sure that when I see difficult locks being picked by some of our more advanced members out there, to make sure I hit like on their posts, because frankly, what they can do is just amazing, and they should get the recognition for it. So, but anyway, so you are currently a red belt. Can you talk about what your journey's been like up to this point?
I think the first belt that I applied for was blue, and of course I picked the American 1100 because I am from America, and that's the only blue belt lock we could get.
While it was still blue, yeah.
Unfortunately, unfortunately it's green now, so America got a little screwed there. But um, then I went for purple. I picked the Medico and an ASA 600 with barrels, and that was a feat.
Yeah.
And went for brown, picked a Desmo and or a Desmao, I'm sorry, and a 600 with gins. And then somehow 600 with gins got upgraded, so I didn't need to pick another red lock.
Oh,
And I picked the Saturn for red.
there you go. Cool.
Yeah,
Congratulations on that.
thanks.
So,
Black belt
so
is very hard.
yeah, I would imagine. So, what would you say is your favorite aspect of Locksport?
Honestly, the community is great. Having someone to talk to at any hour of the day, it's
Yeah.
great. It's been great for my mental health, as you could say.
Yep.
You know, so I don't know. There's a lot of great people in the community.
Yeah, I have a T-shirt that a design, and I wear 'em myself, that says "Lockpicking keeps me sane." So I definitely agree with that one. So, what would you say are some of your latest accomplishments then?
um, I've picked two black locks, I guess, but that's it's not really an accomplishment because it's been like 6 months. Um, I don't know. It's an accomplishment to get out of bed every morning, and go to work, and you know. So
Uh,
it's hard to
I feel you
quantify
on
that with an
that
answer.
one. I feel you on that one. So, all right. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about your YouTube channel. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got started with it and what you're doing with it today?
Well, I made my YouTube channel back in 2006 to watch just regular videos, and then you know, 15 years later, I put my first lockpicking video on there. The first video ever on that channel was a lockpicking video, and I don't know. I don't really put a lot of work or effort into my channel. It's more of just my accomplishments as a lockpicker.
A showcase.
So
So, a showcase, for lack of a better term.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly.
Is that what you continue? What you intend to just continue doing it like that, or?
Well, honestly, my intentions are to become the next McNally, and God, I love that guy. He is not cringe at all. So he probably gets all the babes, gets all the money. I got my tape measure ready. You know, I'm ready. I think I'm gonna be mixed empty.
Okay. All right. So, what do you do for a living?
I'm a quality control technician for a pharmaceutical injection molding plastics plant, something like that.
Oh, wow.
It's not as glamorous as it sounds.
But I would imagine it's pretty precise.
Yeah, we do use a lot of precision equipment there, you know, to measure stuff. And I know my friend Rain on Discord likes all the measuring equipment. He just got himself a micrometer, and we use those every day.
Okay. All right. So I want to go back to your belt journey for a second. For your blue belt, you needed to make a challenge lock. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Oh, that thing was horrible. uh, I bought a Dremel, but it was one of the cheapest Dremels you could buy, and none of the brass rod that I got would fit in there.
uh,
So I ended up making one pin with that, and the rest I used a file and my vise. And I remember Snow on the Discord said it looked like I chewed on the pins.
okay.
So
Okay.
that challenge lock is lost.
It's lost. Did you send it to somebody and
And
never hear from it again?
one person got to pick it, and actually one person got to look at it. I don't know if they ever picked it, but they're banned from the Discord now. So
Ah,
oh
okay.
well.
Well, unfortunately, that's that's the case. This summer, if you're a challenge lock maker, you understand that when you finish creating this thing that you have pride in, that you may never see it again or hear about it again. But that kind of comes with the territory, I guess. So, do you pick challenge locks? Because it doesn't sound like you make them anymore. But do you enjoy picking them at all?
I have picked a few. I think Peace Weapons. I forget. I think it was his Hanging Balls challenge lock. That kind of broke me. And Naswick's. I forget the name of the challenge lock, but those two locks, they destroyed me. I put so much time and effort into them, and I don't think I'll ever pick up another challenge lock.
Really? That's too bad. Personally, my feeling on making challenge locks is you want them to be a challenge, but not be almost impossible, because that's just going to put people off, and they're not going to talk favorably about the lock, and people are just going to avoid bothering with it. So, yeah, I definitely understand your sentiment about you know getting burnt out
I
on.
will say there was this one challenge lock duality.
Oh yeah,
I can't
yep,
remember the maker. That was a really cool concept,
yep.
but I think Peace Weapon needs to dial back the mad scientist levels of challenge lock, and come back to making fun. And maybe I'll try another fun one like duality or something like that. But
uh, you know,
until then,
if you want to watch somebody that goes through a lot of different challenge locks and get a gauge for ones you might want to get your hands on, check out Sadistic Picker's channel if you haven't already, and just watch some of his. He picks a lot of different challenge locks, and in some cases he makes them look easy, but you get a good sense, I think, from listening to his review of challenge locks that he's tried to get an idea of ones you might want to get your hands on and give it a go. So I guess that's the only piece of advice I could offer that would be maybe useful, you know. So
all right. I was kind of cringing. I was really hoping you weren't going to say Rune,
no,
but
no,
thank you.
no. I'll admit publicly here, for the record, I will admit that I did a shout out for his channel, not realizing that he had that history. So my mistake. I didn't really know
Nah,
the name. It is buried in the archives of like Discord and so forth about him, but I simply didn't know. I'm a newer picker from when the pandemic started, so. But yeah, I took that whole shout out down and redid it the very next day, and put a picker on there that should be represented. So, yep. That
that's good.
let,
Don't feel bad. We've all gotten fooled by you know.
you know, that's the thing about doing these interviews is you definitely you meet some interesting characters along the way, and so. But anyway, um, I wanted to go back a moment. When you were talking about where you went to with the picks you use. So you went from a cheap Amazon Chinesium set to Peterson. How long did you use the Petersons for? And when did you move to other sets, and how long did you use them for before you did that?
Well, I still use Peterson to this day,
So do
but I
I.
also use Jimmy Long's picks. I got involved in one of his trials, and I love his picks. They're amazing. They're similar to Peterson, but they're better in some ways, you know. And then my buddy Reverend bought me a Mookie pick set for my birthday, and you know they're great.
Yeah. I
I it's hard to describe. I like the length of them
yeah.
and the feel of them, and
Me
I gotta get some new handles.
yeah, me too. I got them just the other day. Finally got a chance to sit down last night and do some picking with just the picks. I haven't even tried the ACAB ones yet, but um, went through the whole process of printing handles and figured out how to refine that. So I think I'm going to print out a new set of handles and color code those to the three different types of the pick types he has, from flat to round to the skinnier round tipped picks. So
I
that
do I I, I do have to do a shout out. A buddy of mine on the Discord makes some amazing resin pick handles for the Moki
oh
picks,
cool,
and yeah, just go over to nosu.ca, I think it is, or
yeah, yep,
hazardousmfg.com.
yep,
Oh my
hazardous.
god, he makes some amazing stuff. Like just all the locksport accoutrement that you could ever dream of. It's great.
Oh, don't get me started. I don't need to buy anything more.
You want an edgelit sign or some coasters.
So, all right. Well, so I wanted to talk a little bit about your hobbies.
Hmm.
So, what
Uh,
you told me about one,
well,
but I was thinking you probably had some other interests that you're into, and I wanted to explore that a little bit.
I collect a lot more locks than I picked recently, and I've also
Guilty as
been
charged.
collecting. Hey, it's hard to pick them, you know. So it's nice to look at them.
Yeah.
But I'm also collecting some precious metals, a lot of silver, a little bit of gold and copper, but silver is so beautiful to look at and listen to. You know the things it makes, and plus it's a good investment.
Okay.
But
So,
other than that, you know,
what kind of metals?
nothing really.
What kind of metals have you collected?
Oh, just mainly silver, but a little bit of
Silver.
gold, a little bit of copper.
Okay. All right. Any other interests or hobbies you're into?
Um,
Besides locks and precious metals.
uh, you know, talking on Discord, I guess.
So, socializing.
Yeah. I used to play a lot of poker. I could say that.
Okay. All right. So,
Like, oh,
are you any good at poker?
I was like before Black Friday. I used to play every day.
Okay.
It's a little bit harder these days.
Why is that?
Uh, it's it's a lot to get into. The game has evolved. You know what I mean? And it used to be a lot easier back when it was on TV. There was a lot more people playing, and you can make a lot more money. But nowadays, it's more of just a hobby.
Okay. Would you say it's become more saturated or something? There's just a
More
lot.
saturated with good players.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like locksport. You know, back in the day, there were 5, 10 black belts, and as the community grows, there's more information, and now we have over 100 black belts.
Yeah.
So it's going to get, and the locks get harder, you know, as people decide that the black belts of old are not as hard as they were once thought to be.
Yeah.
So
So they get reclassified or recategorized. So, or
yeah, exactly.
ranked. So Last question before we wrap up, and this is going to go back to what you were just talking about with the whole belts thing. You're a red, and you said you've picked a few or a couple black belt locks. So, what is your plan going forward? I mean, are you going to continue to pursue and go after black?
I hope to get black one day. People are on my case about it a lot. You know, when black, when black. I got two black belt locks picked, and I don't know if I'm going to do two more quests or two quests or four more black belt locks, but I do. I want to get it before 2024,
Okay.
and I'm hoping that happens.
I think the quests add a little bit of variety and you learn something new in the process, so that might not be a bad thing. I understand why some people just go ahead and just pick the locks to get it done, but I think the quests kind of add some flavor to your pursuit, as a little more background to, what you're bringing to the table as a black belt, but that's my opinion. Take that for what it's worth, and that and a quarter
Definitely.
that and a quarter still won't buy you a cup of coffee. But um, all right. So, is there anything you'd like to say to our audience before we wrap up?
Well, one of our dear members just had a loss, and I want to say big ups to Willie. He is a good guy, good cat. Melanie's cat.
Okay.
Just want to throw that out there.
All right. Well, um, I definitely enjoyed our conversation. It was a lot of fun to talk with you. And I appreciate you doing the interview. So I guess with that, we'll wrap this one up. Thank you, everybody that tuned in to listen to this interview. Sorry if it was maybe a little bit all over the place, but we had some interesting stuff to talk about. So, with that, if you are a current subscriber, thank you. If you are not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications and all, and hit like on the video. And thanks for listening.